lethal and loud. This is the Scooter McGee Show on News Talk 1310 KFKA.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
News Talk 1310 KFKA.
You've only got a couple of hours left. If you're going to pull a party out of your ass, you might want to stand up.
Hello. Thank you for listening to the New World Order Report with the Conspiracy Keepers. My name should not matter. What should matter is that the information presented here be given to everyone you know. We hope that you, the listener, explore the possibility that we are in fact being controlled by forces well outside the circle of decency and morals, a circle that is just part of the many symbols used every day to keep you in fear, in the dark, and uninformed. Our topic today, and every day, is the New World Order agenda. How do you know which societies are working with the New World Order and which ones are not? Find out now. Here come the Conspiracy Keepers.
Good evening, Gotham. Metropolis. Emerald City, Xanadu, Babylon to the ISS. Happy birthday to you. 17 plus years now, the ISS overhead. Headlines for 11/3/17. 30 plus days out from the Las Vegas shooter. And now the lawsuits begin. Disclosure. We'd like some facts, please. Good. And yet, within the same 24-hour time frame from Colorado, in the shadow of the deep state shadow government, the relocated headquarters of the New World Order, Denver, Colorado, and her various, como se dice, suburbs, Westminster, Thornton, and the military-industrial complex, Greenwood Village, Centennial Village, part of the military. Oh, yeah. Just making it up as we go along. That's exactly how we do it. It's funny. I bring up the Thornton shooting only because in the fluidity of the situation last night, within 3 hours, we had 2 dead and 1 injured, then 3 dead. Yet, we had stories of 1 shooter, then 2 shooters, then back to 1 shooter. Now the story for 11/2/17 is those people inside the Walmart who were carrying guns hampered the investigation on the suspect. Are you kidding me? He'd come down my aisle, he wouldn't have turned the corner. Police having to review all the files, and other people did draw their weapons, but as of this point, it took longer time. Yeah, caught in traffic at 72nd and Federal. Surprised he wasn't getting a table dance at cheerleaders. Oh, sorry, they weren't open yet. Yeah. Photographs, stills of the video showing the vehicle emerging, entering, parking. Guy walks in the door. How come we're not getting any of that out of Vegas after a month? Even the nurse who told the cops, go yourself, I won't do it, handcuffed out. No, she's now got $500,000. Well, there's the one argument, she does deserve it. But on the eve, tomorrow, for the 4th, being the anniversary of the takeover, I can't believe they're actually saying the anniversary of the takeover of the hostages. What? You mean when the college kids took the embassy and they weren't college kids, they were CIA operatives? Same CIA operatives running up and down the gauntlet now, almost LSD, CNN, Fox News. By the way, at what point does Darth Vader ask for his voice back from CNN? And the revelations now of the DNC. Donna Brazil, of course it's rigged. We knew it all along. Yes, even Adrian yelling, rigged. Joining us on the phone, Joe Lanier from the Conspiracy Keepers is with us.
Thank you, Scooter. Thank you.
Good evening, Joe.
Good evening.
We-
Might not be a good evening for a lot of people, but
No.
we want to talk about a lot of things tonight. Yes.
If I now we didn't rehearse tonight's show, and just
No, we didn't.
the headlines that I read. If I've missed anything, you jump in and fill in.
Okay.
But
okay.
where do we start? Should we
Oh,
start
my
last
goodness.
night with Thornton, or should we go back in time a month plus now to Vegas? Because as eerily similar and not, we still have two shootings, but again, the massive video surveillance police state that exists, the questions we've been asking out of Vegas came so quick out of the media out of Denver regarding the Walmart shooter.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, why have we not seen any video from Las Vegas yet? You know, I mean, it's the same thing, and we're not seeing a video of what we've experienced now. I mean, come on, people. Ask these questions. It shouldn't be just us doing this. Come on. Use your common sense.
With, again, as we went live last night, the shooting starting at just after 6 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time. We are now 9:15 Mountain Time, 11:15 on the East Coast, 10:15 Midwest Time, 8:15 on the West Coast. So 24-plus hours for the story out of Thornton, Colorado.
Yeah, right.
Do we buy it? Middle-aged white guy walks off the jobs, got 4 Bibles at the house, and goes ape at the Walmart. Do we buy it?
Well, let me add this. You know, as far as false flags, hoaxes, we don't know until a few days afterwards, so we're not there yet.
I agree.
We don't know if this was a false flag, which means it really happened, but it was government-sponsored, or if it was a hoax and it didn't happen. So we're not there yet. But something that I want to add about this is the numerology, which is the same thing that we've been dealing with again and again and again.
We met last week before Halloween. We talked.
Yeah, we did.
And we pointed out, be careful, 1031, 11,
Yes,
11
right.
and 11-1, both days synonymous when it comes to numerology.
Right.
For listeners who are just joining us, we're going to take a very quick break, 17 after the hour on my mark, according to the Bull of a Moonwatch, available at William Moore Jewelers now. 914 9th Avenue, across from the Greeley Courthouse. Sam Hammer is going to be joining us at 9:30, but when we come back talking about the numerology and the New World Order and the situations from Vegas, D.C., and Denver, we'll be back with the Conspiracy Keepers.
Support Children's Miracle Network hospitals and play 24 hours of games at the Nerd Store. Starting November 4th at 10 a.m., play 24 hours of board games, card games, and video games. Go to extralife.org to sign up or donate, or show up to the Nerd Store day of to make your donation. Proceeds benefit Children's Miracle Network hospitals, a place that works to eradicate childhood disease. 24-hour game day, 10 a.m. November 4th through November 5th at the Nerd Store, 807 8th Street, downtown Greeley. Go to facebook.com/the Nerd Store for event schedules.
There's only one Steamboat Springs, one Estes Park, and one Fort Collins. But it's the small businesses that make them uniquely Colorado. I'm Sean Ostoff, president of Bank of Colorado. We've been doing commercial lending for over 100 years, which means we have personal insights into what makes small businesses successful. There's only one Colorado, only one you, and one bank dedicated to Colorado businesses. Bank of Colorado. There's only one. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You got a favorite t-shirt, right? Come on, admit it. You've got several. From killer concerts, the Grand Canyon, Vegas, and memories live in them. Create a treasure to remember with Windmill Productions. Years from now, you'll still be thanking Trevor and Kim for the attention to detail and quality that make the memories last a lifetime. Located at 813 East 18th Street, Windmill Productions on Facebook, Windmill Productions 914, or windmillprographics.com. Or give them a call, 970-702-2636.
This is Scott from Weiss Jewelers. Do you have jewelry that's in need of repair? Maybe prongs on your engagement or wedding ring, or chains that need new clasps, or maybe white gold rings that have yellowed and need a new rhodium finish. Those are all repair jobs we do right here in our store. We also do in-store watch repairs like cleaning and servicing on Rolex, Omega, Seiko, and others. We do watch batteries too. If it's jewelry appraisals you need, we can also take care of that. Weiss Jewelers, your service headquarters, 955 52nd Avenue Court in Greeley, or visit us on the web, weissjewelers.com.
Gotta get a better angle.
John, what are you doing?
I was in an accident yesterday, and my insurance adjuster wanted me to use my smartphone to snap a couple of pictures of the damage. Then I gotta send it over to them. He said they'd write me an estimate and have the money in my account today.
Wait a minute. How could they possibly write an honest and accurate estimate from pictures?
They can't. And why would they? Hi, I'm Mike from Auto Collision Specialists. The insurance companies are at it again. This time they're using your smartphone to rip you off. I've been in the business of repairing cars most of my life. Even with my 30 years of estimating experience, I can't write an accurate estimate from pictures. When I tell you taking pictures of the damage and sending it to your insurance company is a bad idea, you better believe it. If you've had an accident, insist that someone from the insurance company and the body shop of your choice physically examine your car. Don't let the insurance companies use your smartphone to outsmart you.
Auto Collision Specialists, we'll take care of that.
You got a favorite t-shirt, right? Come on, admit it. You've got several. From killer concerts, the Grand Canyon, Vegas, and memories live in them. Create a treasure to remember with Windmill Productions. Years from now, you'll still be thanking Trevor and Kim for the attention to detail and quality that make the memories last a lifetime. Located at 813 East 18th Street, Windmill Productions on Facebook, Windmill Productions 914, or windmillprographics.com. Or give them a call, 970-702-2636.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Like the Scooter McGee Show? We won't judge you. Go to Facebook and click like. Listen weeknights 9 to midnight only on 1310 KFKA.
Hi, this is Dr. Jason Rand, author of the book The Return of Planet X, and you're listening to 1310 KFKA with Scooter McGee.
Good evening, Gotham, and welcome back. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, formerly Sam Hammer will be joining us on the Scooter McGee Show. We're talking about the numerology of the sequencing of events that are happening with the Conspiracy Keepers, and Joe Lanier joining us back on the phones.
Thank you.
Joe, we've banged the drum so much about numerology that you and I we assume the listener knows what we're talking about.
I know, but we got to go over it again and again and again. I hear you.
And I only say that exponentially now because we're watching the metrics of the show growing. I mean, literally at an exponential rate as people are. We've learned how to manipulate the key phrase words. We're getting the stories out, and people they're not necessarily. They know something's wrong. They just don't know what it is.
Right.
And yet tonight, Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN, all three reporting the Don in Brazil, the DNC, and we were in favor of Hillary, and we acted for Bernie. What? These are federal criminal charges of treason, election fraud, manipulation, tampering, etc., and we just flush those because, Trump's going to destroy the middle class, Joe. And we see this continued infighting. Now, first of all, I'm scared to death because Antifa, the anniversary... we've got Tehran, the anniversary. They want to celebrate. Antifa wants to go ballistic here on November 4th. We have the anniversary of the Russian Revolution. We have all these anniversaries that the far left is almost embracing. And as the president gets ready now, he leaves tomorrow. He goes wheels up overseas. Far East Asia, China, South Korea, Japan. And yet we're going to hold an EMP drill while he's gone.
Right.
We're going to simulate an EMP attack while the President of the United States is out of the United States. Excuse me? So, to the new listeners out there, Joe, help explain why these occultists, the pedophiles from Hollywood, Washington, D.C., again, the news bureaus, the branches, the media, etc., how all of this plays into numerology, but more importantly, why?
Yeah, well, we've talked about this a lot before because the occultists and the people, the Luciferians that run this world system, the New World Order, which they haven't established yet, but they've got really inroads into it, they are into numerology. So we see believe what they're doing by the numbers, and they do everything by the numbers because that's how they get their power. So just to go back a little bit, what we were saying, Scooter, is October 31st, which was Halloween, we had the
Tribeca terror.
Crash.
We had the Tribeca terror, which, again, we immediately go for gun control. Now, you remember, but again, I freaked out seeing John Miller, former ABC guy, and the only reason I know him is from covering organized crime.
I know.
He's now deputy of the NYPD? You got to be kidding me.
I know. But remember, we talked about this before, and one of the things that I talked about was I thought that New York City, Manhattan, was not out of the loop yet.
Absolutely. You made it very clear. They want, and then again, they marked it by saying just blocks away from the first attack.
Yeah, exactly.
And one media outlet reporting again the 93, or was it 93 or 95? 95 Trade Center. Oh, brain just froze. The first bombing unsuccessful, then the 2001 attacks, but they were mentioning both again, but just down a few blocks from the infamous attacks of the terrorists in New York.
Yes, exactly. So we've got Manhattan again on October 31st, which is Halloween, which is another occultic holiday. So we know that.
And Tribeca itself, the name three, the triangle.
Right. So we have allegedly 8 people killed by a 29-year-old alleged Muslim. Poor, I think is the way they pronounce his name. He's 29 years old. So we got this number 11 again. 9 and 2, 11. Yep. So, it's the same thing that we see time and time again. And then we have allegedly, and I don't know if they've updated this or not, but I looked at it today, and once again, what do you think? 11 people injured.
Which, again, I pointed out the other night. You watch out of New York how many 11s, 13s, and double letters we see in sequence. And by the way, if you remember, I put it out there, I said, I see nutcases going after, for example, the Golden Gate Bridge, and then a couple hours later, as cliche as it sounds, the Brooklyn Bridge. And it turns out, supposedly, according to the police now, that the Tribeca attack, he was going to sneak out of New York and run over on the Brooklyn Bridge and take more people out.
Yeah, right. Why
am I not being questioned by the FBI as a potential suspect? I was on the air talking about the attack before the attack happened. And speaking of, Joe, what's with the photograph of the cell phone showing the ISIS flag where the attack started that got out on the internet a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly. None of this makes any sense at all. And supposedly this dude was shot in the abdomen. And by the way, if he really came out of this Home Depot truck, he would have been shot to death. So he's shot in the abdomen. He's taken into custody, and supposedly he's in the hospital. But apparently, before he's in the hospital, they have this mug shot of him. Mm-hmm. Both side and front, and he's got this checkered T-shirt on with no blood on it. I'm thinking, people, would you open your eyes and think about what you're being told right now? I mean, would you just think about this?
Back to the occultism and numerology of this.
Okay.
And key dates, first of all, that we need to be aware of for November. We can get through December here later tonight, but before we get to the bottom of the hour and get with Sam, because I think we might be able to have some fun waking Sam up to this.
Yeah, no doubt.
What numbers do you see critical in the next couple weeks?
Well, I tell you what, this is the 11th month, so we see all kinds of things that could happen almost any time because we have the Kennedy assassination. By the way, which these records were allegedly exposed, which they weren't. They're never going to tell us what happened. We have to figure that out for ourselves. So he was on 11/22, which is once again, multiples of 11. So we have the latest one, which is the Walmart shooting right here in Colorado, which happened on 11/1. Yeah, so we see these numbers 11 coming up again. We see the numbers 10 coming up again, or 10/1, or whatever with the last month. So these 2 months are very big in the occult. So that's when we see these happening close together again. And by the way, do we have time to talk about more occult numbers and what happened in Walmart?
A minute on
because
this.
They're all over the place.
We got a minute on this side, but we got open time on the other side. Which do you want to do?
Okay, so let's talk about it right now. Just before we go to the break, this Scott Ostream is this guy's name, and once again, we've talked about this before. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So when the occult have these names, they have letters, names. They have two letters of the same thing on the same name. Scott, which is not literally two T's. They have two T's on this one, which is 11 letters. He was 47 years old. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yep.
11 coming up again. We have too many coincidences with this number 11 coming up time and time and time again. People, you can't miss this.
Okay.
You can't miss it. It's all over the place, and we see it happening again right here in Denver.
We are 30 after, 30 to the top, live from the Pro Realty Old Town Studios, Thursday night installment 11-2 of The Conspiracy Keepers. When we come back, Sam Hammer joining us on the phones with Joe Lanier. Meanwhile, we'll do trivia giveaways in the 10 and 10:30 hour. That's up on the camera. We've got glassware, T-shirts, and sweatshirts for the Scooter McGee Show. Special thanks to Windmill Productions for that. Go to Windmill Productions 914 on Facebook, click like, and then you don't have to even participate tonight in trivia. As we get ready for 11-4 and the takeover of the Tehran Embassy in Iran, 1979. The trivia question last night, of course, in the toupee of Ted Koppel. Nightline, the television show that came out of the Iran hostage situation. Tonight's headline and trivia will come out of On This Day in History when we come back later tonight on the Scooter McGee Show. But out of all the toupees, Donaldson, Koppel, or Marv Albert, I think Marv Albert's got it. When you have to get it cut to go to court, there's a problem.
Requested data, what will it affect when all is done? Things Major Tom.
Are you listening to the Scooter McGee Show? The misery does love company. Stay tuned to News Talk 1310 KFKA. 1310 KFKA's First Alert Weather, powered by Denver 7.
We'll have partly cloudy skies tonight with lows in the low to mid-30s. Highs tomorrow in the upper 60s with mostly sunny skies. And we'll be in the low 70s by Saturday with partly cloudy conditions. I'm Denver 7 meteorologist Stacey Donaldson, 1310 KFKA.
This weather update is brought to you by CRP 4x4, located at the corner of 9th Street and 21st Avenue in Greeley. Call them at 970-351-8603.
It's the hardest question. Is my vehicle worth repairing? Let's say you have a good car, but now it needs a few things fixed. It'll cost a good chunk of money. Do you keep it? Do you sell? Trade it in? Well, this is where a visit to Auto Tailor can really pay dividends. A master mechanic at Auto Tailor will examine your vehicle, consult you about your circumstances, and offer a considered opinion and options with no pressure that can help you confidently navigate this challenging dilemma. Hard question? Get answers. See in Greeley at Auto Tailor, 16th Street and 10th Avenue.
I can't believe our boss is making us work late today. It's almost 6 on a Friday. We're never going to be able to make it to happy hour.
You haven't heard? Gentry's in Greeley has happy hour Monday through Saturday from 4 to 7. They have $2 You Call It Wells and Domestics and $2 off craft drafts and premium cocktails.
Man, Gentry sounds like the place to be in Greeley.
On Wednesdays, $5 Moscow Mules all night, and Fridays, free pizza during happy hour.
What are we waiting for, man? Let's get out of here. Let's get to Gentry's.
Well, you're driving. It's on 9th Street in downtown Greeley.
A fixture in the Greeley senior living community for over a decade, Garden Square Assisted Living and Memory Care creates an environment where moments of joy, independence, and wellness are the focus of each and every day. Nationally recognized for outstanding performance and resident satisfaction, Garden Square Assisted Living and Memory Care has 2 locations in Greeley to serve you. Garden Square of Greeley on 29th Avenue Place and Garden Square at Westlake on 20th Street just across from King Soopers. Call Garden Square of Greeley at 576-7200 or Garden Square at Westlake 346-1222 to arrange your tour today.
Finding the right employee can be demanding. From recruiting to interviews, Express Employment Professionals does the work for you. We get to know your business and who you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for skilled labor, or you're trying to find administrative help. Maybe you need an executive to join your team. Find qualified people and support using Express for all your staffing needs. Let us help. Express Employment Professionals is on a mission to put 1 million people to work each year. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining me here today. The reason we are here is to gather information on what it is that keeps you going to Evans Fast Break.
I think they're fantastic. Good stuff.
Okay, easy, folks. One at a time, please.
The great fuel prices.
The convenient location.
Okay, those are all really good reasons, but I think that we need to delve...
Excuse me, sir. I like the candy.
Evans Fast Break. The reasons for using any of their 3 locations are plentiful.
Friday on Mornings with Gail, Milliken Mayor Bo Woodcock and Kevin Carr, Fat Guys at the Movies. Join me 6 to 9, 1310 KFKA.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Children of the night, what music they make.
Good evening, Gotham, Metropolis, Emerald City, Xanadu, Babylon, and happy birthday to the ISS, 17 years young. A lot of you people don't trust cars that are 5 years old. Yet the International Space Station now up 17 years now and continuing to count. Celebrating over 10 plus years now here at 1310 KFKA. Plus 6 plus, well, about 5.5. Well, 5 solid plus of the Conspiracy Keepers before that. One of the voices, of course, back on the phone with us, Joe Lanier. Welcome back, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you, Scooter.
And Joe, we have a little surprise here now. I know you know it's not a surprise.
I do.
Hold on a second. Here we go. Let's pop this up and...
Barbecue. It's not just for beef, it's for chicken, it's for pork ribs, it's for anything you feel like throwing on the grill. We live in Colorado, a home of the Wing Wagon Grill. They make this Daytona sauce that you will love. Now here's the trick. Grill it naked, then douse it with Wing Wagon Grill's Daytona sauce. Then grill it again to caramelize it. WingWagonGrill.com or call 720-663-0282.
Uh-oh. Someone's in trouble. Welcome back to the Scooter McGee Show, Sam Hammer. Good evening, Sam.
Hey, Scooter McGee and Joe Lanier.
Now, I don't know how much I could hear you, Sam, streaming us, obviously, off 1310kfk.com or scootermcgee.com or TuneIn or wherever your app is. We were talking about the numerology and coming out of Tribeca, New York, and we were talking about the situation out of Thornton, Colorado. Both of you having major experience in the Denver markets when it comes to travel, the highways, and again, the proximity of essentially 99th and Grant in Colorado, Thornton, Colorado, technically. But
yes.
Sam, you and I have not talked other than, hey, we're going to do the show. So I want to ask you, and Joe, you'll be on the phone with us. So, Sam, anything coming out of the story out of Thornton, Colorado to you that's not making sense? You've been in the news industry. You've been in the advertising, the whole drill.
The only thing that upset me about it was the 3 hours it took for the Thornton police to, and I believe it's pronounced Thornton, but that's okay. We'll get into that a few minutes from now. But anyway, the Thornton police took 3 hours to finally tell everybody, by the way, we have the guy, we know it's only one shooter, and we're looking for him now.
In all fairness, Sam,
still loose. Then it took 5 hours for them to finally...
Hold on. In all fairness, Sam, they are police, Thornton police. Now, again, not going to bring the FBI into this at this point. The Thornton police said, and this coming out of Denver media, one of the reasons it took so long was that the officers were reviewing all of the video footage from inside the Walmart. Other people like myself in aisles.
Yeah. We've all heard that. We've all heard that.
Well, do you buy? Do you buy? But do you buy it?
No,
okay.
No.
Hell no.
No. It sounds like a Barney Fife operation, is what it is.
Yes, exactly.
They've never they've never done anything like this, I guess, or something. I don't know what it is, but and then their PIO, the public information officer, it was terrible. He was terrible, and he's supposed to be a communicator. I don't know, but yeah,
well,
it's way too.
But let's keep in mind one thing that we haven't talked about yet, and all these WalMarts. The same thing in Las Vegas. Walmarts have cameras everywhere. There's not a square footage of Walmart that's not videotaped or have cameras 24/7.
I hate to be the one who interjects dates because normally it's Sam who does. I just like to point out that the anniversary of the incorporation of Walmart was on Halloween 1969.
No kidding.
Well, and that point is well taken, but let me make my point was what I was going to talk about before. They have cameras all over Walmart. There is nothing that is not. I mean, all we've seen right now is this dude walking in with one picture of him. I mean, we should have pictures of this guy because they have cameras in the parking lot. They have pictures walking in. They have pictures in the aisle. We should have pictures of this guy doing everything, shooting the victims. We should have pictures of the victims laying there. And I don't want to get gruesome, but they should have pictures of the people laying there in blood.
Yeah, and they could fuzz them out. They could fuzz that out. Exactly, but they could show more, but they're not. They just show, here's the car pulling into the turn. Here's the car pulling in the parking lot. Here's the guy walking in. And then again, I found eerily odd because the arrest taking place this morning while I was asleep. So I go through all the videos. Oh, yeah, well, the SWAT was at the house, and the guy drove by after they were getting ready to leave, so they followed him, and we, stop him at 72nd and Federal. And it's funny, the media all there with, and they're all huffing and puffing doing what they're doing, and that's fine, but it was very bizarre to me.
They could have a good excuse.
What was bizarre? Well, hold on, guys, because here's what was bizarre to me.
They don't want another Boulder Police John Benet Ramsey screw up where, everything's...
Then why? Okay, but Sam, then why again? We got the suspect in custody. Get him as far away from here as possible. Why keep him in the squad car sitting there in the center lane for all the media to get pictures of the squad get their backdrop shot? Get him out of here.
Right, exactly.
Well, another thing I want to add is that the police at Thornton said, well, by the way, this is a quote, this is not an act of terrorism. Are you kidding me? Anytime somebody kills somebody, this is an act of terror. This is the psychological warfare they want you to believe.
Sam?
This is not terrorism because this is a domestic white guy. So we want you to really hone in on terrorism means Arabs. So this is not an act of terrorism.
White guys can also create terrorism.
Hold on.
I know.
Joe,
but what they're saying is this is not an act of terrorism, which means this was not an act from an Arab, is what they're really saying. So they want to psychologically condition you to say terrorism is from Arabs, and other than that, it's just like it's a lone wolf nut. It's what they're really trying to condition you to think.
Sam?
They need to watch their euphemisms, that's all. And how
I know.
In all fairness,
anyway,
one of the broadcasters out there getting a call for, someone wanting to give information, and they're like, "Did you call the police yet?" And they're like, "No." Why don't you call them, and then you can call the media game. It seems it seems that everyone wants to jump up and be first to be on the cameras and talk about it, even though they're talking out their ass.
Oh, did you hear this? Did you hear that on TV where somebody called in all that information?
Yep.
And Kyle, what's his name?
Kyle Clark.
He said, hang up the phone and call the police and give them the information.
Yeah, exactly what broadcasters and reporters should be doing. Now, again, there's always been hey, we want to get the scoop. But we want the scoop of the right information, not just because someone called in and we run with it.
That wasn't Kyle's fault. I don't think it was Kyle's fault, though.
No, but that's the society now that we've come to. We're just going to call the news.
Yes.
We're going to Twitter it. We're going to do this. No, call the police with what you know and let them conduct the investigation and be forthcoming of the details of the investigation so that we, the people, can decide, are we being handed a pile full of porridge or a bowl full of porridge, or are we being handed the truth?
True. But
well, I can tell you right now.
Hold on to the
Go ahead,
crosstalk.
Sam.
Sam, you first.
I saw an episode of Seth MacFarlane's new show, Orville, and they landed on a planet that was just like Earth, but all the laws, there were no court systems. Everybody used, social media to vote thumbs up or thumbs down on whether people were good or bad. It was terrible. But it was a good idea. It was
That's a horrible idea.
Oh, it's a horrible idea, but it's a good idea for a show, TV show.
Yes.
I'm just saying it makes you think about that, where everybody's judging everybody in the media before it even gets into court. So I think the police may have all these security camera videos of all those things you're talking about, but they don't want. It may skew the jury. It may skew the public's eye, and they don't want to blow this. They want the guy to get the worst, the maximum. I mean, he killed 3 people.
And Colorado, of course, has the death penalty.
Allegedly.
Yes, in all fairness, the suspect in question, allegedly, the shooter from Thornton, Colorado, as we all know from Weston.
Thornton.
That's right.
I know.
Well, but let me ask
Minister.
Go ahead, Joe.
Let me ask something about this. Is if they were really worried about this guy not getting a fair trial, they want to release the videos. Why do they release some videos but not others? In other words, they release a video of the guy coming in with the jacket, but we're not going to release anything else. Just like they release whatever narrative they want you to believe to lead you down this Alice in Wonderland, whatever they want you to believe, and then say, well, we won't release the rest of them because we want to protect his rights. Well, if they want to protect his rights, they wouldn't release any videos.
Right, but there's probably a lot of guys, channels to go through to find out, if we release this or if we release this information, is it going to, screw the trial? Is it going to? Do we want it concrete? Get him to jail and have him serve his time or whatever. There's no death penalty here, right?
Well, for Colorado, no. Yes, we do have the death penalty. Are you talking to?
It's back. I didn't know.
Whoa, okay, wait a minute. Let me double check then. I always thought we still had the death penalty. Colorado death penalty.
I didn't think we did, but
it's
I'm not a lawyer.
Neither am I. I'm a high school dropout. Colorado executing only one person under capital punishment after reinstated. March 23rd, 2012. Coming from Death Penalty Information Center. State of Colorado. Death penalty. Yes.
Okay.
Location of death row, of course, Canyon City.
They want to give them the maximum, and they don't want to skew the results by doing a John Bonet, Boulder police screw up.
Yep.
With the crime scene and all that.
I want to add a couple of few.
All right, we're 47 after 13 to the top. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with Joe Lanier on deck first. Sam Hammer backing him up. More with the Conspiracy Keepers, brought to us this portion by City National Pawn, 3301 West 10th Street. 10% off all ARs, 25% off shotguns. Scooter, too soon. Yeah. You might want to consider being prepared. That was for camera viewers. G26, don't leave home without it. But yeah, 3301 West 10th Street. Oh, and then for you audiophiles, music buffs, 30% off guitars, amps, electronics, all that. 40% off laptops and jewelry for the ladies. We'll be back.
Become a friend of Scooter McGee or like the Scooter McGee Show page. More of the Scooter McGee Show in a moment.
At Advantage Bank, we are dedicated to building lasting customer relationships as you discover the difference a locally owned community bank can make. Advantage Bank offers local decision-making, exceptional customer service, and products designed to meet your needs. Some call it going the extra mile, but for Advantage Bank, it's business as usual, and it's what you deserve. Stop by any of our conveniently located branches in Loveland, Greeley, or Fort Collins. Advantage Bank, proud sponsor of UNC Athletics and your banking partner in Northern Colorado. To see our first-class products online, visit AdvantageBanks.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's one place around that'll get you ready for CSU home games this year, and that's Zwei Brewing. Park at Zwei, get geared up for the game with one of their famous, uniquely crafted German beers, then take the Max to that shiny new stadium and cheer on the Colorado State Rams. For more on Zwei Brewing's beer or any upcoming events, check out their Facebook page or website at zweibrewing.com. ZWEI Zwei Brewing. Open Monday through Saturday 11 to 10 and Sunday 11 to 7 in Fort Collins next to Provello.
Bigger, taller, stronger all have something in common. And no, it's not what women look for in a man. Bigger, taller, and stronger are 3 words that describe the Lester buildings that Right Hand Construction build. With incredible warranty options, your pole barn construction will go smoothly with the right hand. As a fully licensed and insured company with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you simply can't go wrong by choosing Right Hand Construction wherever you are in northern Colorado. Call Dick Schatz at 970-330-3375.
Northern Colorado's premier Zamatic irrigation dealer is just a phone call away. Quality Well and Pump is your answer for all your agricultural water needs. With locations in Alt and LaSalle, Quality Well and Pump is the region's largest irrigation dealer, serving Northern Colorado since 2005. Unmatched quality products and superior service are exactly what you'll find when dealing with Quality Well and Pump's expert staff. For more information, call 970-353-3118. That's Quality Well and Pump, a proud sponsor of Preps Radio.
Stop running around trying to find someone who does chemical weed control, mowing, erosion control, and bare ground management. Running R does it all. Owner Ryan Ross won't stop until the job is done right, whether it is keeping the weeds short or getting rid of them altogether. Running R has what it takes to complete any task above and beyond expectations. Running R also offers extermination for those pesky prairie dogs. Call Running R today at 970-619-0683. Stop running around. Let Running R do the work for you.
Come see and hear a sensational night of rock and roll at the Union Colony Civic Center in Greeley, November 10th at 7:30. Neil Berg's 50 Years of Rock and Roll showcases Broadway stars and incredible rock and roll singers. You'll experience classic songs and stories from the 50-year history of the music that changed the world forever. Neil Berg's 50 Years of Rock and Roll at the Union Colony Civic Center in Greeley, November 10th at 7:30. For tickets and more information, call 356-5000 or go online to ucstars.com.
Marconi never could have envisioned radio like this. This is the Scooter McGee Show on News Talk 1310 KFK.
Welcome back, Gotham. And to all, that would be, let's see, Gotham, Metropolis, Emerald City, Xanadu, Babylon, and happy birthday to the International Space Station. Do you really trust something 17 years up in the air? We'll get into Earth and rotation and orbits and flat Earth and all that coming up later tonight, I'm sure. Joining us back on the phone, Joe Lanier, of course, the Conspiracy Keepers, and longtime voice of the Denver market and elsewhere that you may or may not remember, Sam Hammer, joining us tonight on the Scooter McGee Show. Welcome back to both of you. Sam,
thank you, Scooter. Thank you very much.
Sam, you're on deck. Joe, first up, you had a couple of follow-up comments. Someone's got something looping here on a computer.
On a computer.
Okay, I think it's better. Go ahead.
Okay. Do they have a question?
Go ahead, Sam.
Okay.
Oh. You wanted to, Joe first. Sam was second. Joe, you wanted to follow up with what Sam was talking about on the trials and the numbers and what's not making sense versus what the ability we have to report.
Okay. Well, what we've talked about this ad nauseum in the past about the numbers that go with these created events. Now, some of them are hoaxes. Some of them are real, but they're still created by the same people. And I'm not sure about what this one is in Thornton right now because it's too soon.
Too fluid.
But one thing we do know is the numbers are the same thing. We see the number 11 all around this whole thing. Now we look at this guy like Scott Ostrom, and we see he's 47 years old. 7-4 is 11. Is 11 numbers in his name. He says non-active terrorism. Of course it is. He was resisting arrest in 1999, which we see these same numbers again. sued by family members in 2011. We see the 11 coming up again.
9s and 11s.
We see the hoax. I shouldn't say hoax. We see false flag again with one of the witnesses. His name was Aaron Stephens. AA. We see double numbers in the name that we see all over the place again. He's a 44-year-old witness. Of course, we see these numbers 11 coming up again.
Now,
Walmart,
Sam, you're the numbers guy.
Oh,
Sam, you're the numbers guy.
What did you say, Joe?
Well,
what did you say? Yeah, I'm a numbers guy. What was the 7-4 you mentioned with Ostrom, Scott Ostrom?
You mean 4-7?
Said 7-4. Oh no,
I'm sorry, 4-7. Yeah, 4-7. He was 47 years old, and 7 and 4 is 11.
Because Sam, could you not bring up the argument that any numbers sequentially could be added up to 11?
Well. Let me jump in. Let me jump in before we get that, because your producer, Scooter, had come up with that theory before. He said, "Okay, any numbers can come up with that." Okay, well, let me challenge anybody, because Scooter, we've talked about this for years. We've seen the number 11 or 13 come up time and time and time again. I want somebody to come up with us and say, okay, I see the number 4 here. I see the number 5 here. And I want somebody to do a study on what other number than 11 or 13 has come up time and time and time again. And I guarantee you they won't be able to do it, because I've studied this number before, and it just doesn't happen. You've seen the number 11 come up, whether it be 9/11, whether it be whatever. It's always the same number time and time again. It's 11 and 13, and you will not see that number time and time again. If somebody wants to do a study, I would love to see it.
Sam?
I would love to see some mathematician come and say, okay, I can see this again with the number 4. It just doesn't happen.
Sam?
Yeah, the only thing I could see is that when you're talking about a 6-sided die, as in dice, and they number them, 1 through 6, you use those numbers, and the number 7 will come up more often. That's why. I mean, that's a limited a number of permutations. So coming up with 11, I mean, there's obviously 10 ways to come up with that, with a combination of 2-digit or single-digit numbers.
Sam,
But
as you join
I'm
the
not
group
saying
and
you're
go,
wrong.
no, I'm saying now, in joining the group and taking a look down the numerology, does it at least pique your interest, or is it, well, no, that's just math and randoms and ones and zeros?
Does.
Okay.
It piques my interest, but it doesn't. It's not awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Well. Let me add this. We're not talking about throwing dice and what numbers come up. We're talking about a specific event that has certain numbers surrounded by it. Like let's say that the event around 9/11. We're talking about a specific date that said 9/11, 9/11. That comes up time and time. We're not talking about random numbers. We're talking about this event that comes up on this specific date. We're talking about the Kennedy assassination. It came up on 11/22. We're talking about, once again, numbers of 11 or multiples of 11. 422 was the school book depository. We're talking
11,
about
11.
Joe comes up with this event.
Joe.
Okay, go ahead.
You said 422 is Dealey Plaza. It's 1122.
That's what I said, 1122.
No, you said 4. You said 422. It's okay. I was just correcting.
Okay, all right.
No,
all right, 1122. All right.
All right,
okay.
we're at the top of the break. Sam, you stick with us one segment?
Okay.
You bet.
Okay, excellent. Joe Lanier is going to stick with us. Sam Hammer's sticking with us. Hope all of you do. And if you can't, well, download the podcast tomorrow. We'll also have the video for you up on the YouTube Scooter McGee page. Follow me on social media, obviously, at 1310kfk.com. The Twitter symbol at the Scooter McGee, Facebook /The Scooter McGee Show. Special thanks, Matt Rivette, Pro Realty, Carl Moore, William Moore Jewelers, Ron Widow, Another Man's Treasures. Everybody up at Greeley Westside Liquor, 970-353-0036. Order now, Greeley and Evans. Special thanks to Trevor and Kim for Windmill Productions. They'll be helping us give away the T-shirts. We'll do that coming up in the next hour, so stand by, guys.
KFKA is going rogue Sundays at 1 p.m. with Wild Ride Radio, the only